students, welcome to lecture number 10, where we will be continuing with module number 2 under subject financial management. So module 2, as we know, is the time value of money, where we have already seen the meaning of time value of money, how to calculate future value of a single cash flow and annuity. We have seen how to calculate present value of a single cash flow, annuity and perpetuity. We have seen how to calculate simple interest, how to calculate compound interest. So today what we are left with, capital recovery, loan amortization and case study on loan amortization. So today we will be covering capital recovery and loan amortization and problems on the same. So first, let us understand what is capital recovery, students. So students, capital recovery means every time or any time when you make an investment. So it is nothing but the capital that you're putting into, correct? So your investment, what you're making today, you will obviously make with an intention of getting returns out of it. So capital recovery is the recovery, how many number of years will it take to recover your capital. That means, suppose if you have invested 1 lakh rupees in a business or in any particular kind of investment, then how many years will it take to recover back the capital that you have invested? So suppose if it takes 5 years to recover 1 lakh in the business. So, and basically what will be the returns each year that will help you recover your capital. So capital recovery is nothing but it helps to know the cash flow that you have to generate every year in order to recover your capital that you have invested. So capital is nothing but the initial investments made. So it represents, okay, what is the recovery span of the capital that you have invested. So that is capital recovery. So let us see, if we make an investment today, so that is investment today is nothing but your capital, whatever investment you're making in the form of capital today for a given period of time at a specified rate of interest. We may like to know the annual income. See, if you're making any investment, even in the bank or mutual funds, wherever you're making an investment, okay, even in your business, if you're making an investment, it is but obvious you're making an investment with an intention to get an income, with an intention to get a return. Okay, so for a given number of years, if you're making the investment, okay, what will be the annual income which will help you to recover the initial investments that you have made. So if we have made an investment today for a given period of time, okay, suppose for 5 years at a specified rate of interest, suppose 10 years, we may like to know the annual income. Annual income is the income that will be generated from the capital that you have invested in order to recover back the capital. So capital recovery is the annuity of an investment made today for a specified period of time at a specified rate of interest. So in short, in capital recovery, we will be finding out the annual income, that is the cash flows that we have to generate every year, okay, in order to recover back the initial investment. Okay, so students, in the terminology of FM, what is investment made today termed as? Can anyone tell me? Suppose if I'm making an amount, I'm investing today. So what that investment is called as? Is it called as the future value? Is it called as the present value? What is it termed as? Yes, students? Can anyone tell me, if I'm making an investment today of a particular value, is that value a future value or is that value called as a present value?
Present value.
It is called as a present value. And if I know the time period and if I know the rate of interest, can I come to know that what will be the cash flows that I have to generate every year in order to recover my investment? So we know that the formula of present value is nothing but cash flow into present value factor of annuity, or annuity factor, you can write it anyways. So which is calculated by using interest and the number of years. Now, simple, the reciprocal of the present value annuity factor is called the capital recovery factor. So simple, if you take CF here and present value divided by the present value annuity factor or factor annuity, you will get the cash flow that you have to generate every year in order that your capital has been recovered up to that particular number of years. So what is happening here? This present value is nothing but your investment that you're making today. Cash flow is the annual income that you're going to generate every year for n number of years, okay, which will help you recover your initial investment. So when you get this answer of cash flow into the number of years, if you do, you will recover back your capital that you have invested, which is nothing but your present value. So if we just take this reciprocal of this and we actually shift this CF towards the left hand side, you get the formula for capital recovery as cash flow or annual income. You can name it as you want. You can name it as cash flow or annual income is equals to present value divided by present value annuity factor. Now, why have we used present value? Is this logic clear to everyone? Why I didn't use the formula of future value and why I have used present value? The logic is very simple, because capital recovery, we are going to find out the investment whatever we are making today, okay, and the investment that we are making today, okay, for a particular time period with the rate of interest, okay, what will be the income that will be generating every year in order to get back that initial investment, in order to get back the capital invested. So we are coming back to the present value. That is why the formula for present value is being used and not future value. Is this concept of capital recovery clear to everyone? Yes, students, first of all, you need to understand what is capital recovery, which formula are we supposed to use for capital recovery. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Again, capital recovery is the annuity of an investment. So when we say annuity, means whatever cash flow we are getting every year, the same cash flow we will be receiving in order to recover back our capital. That is the initial investment. So the cash flow is going to be equal in case of capital recovery. So this concept of capital recovery, once again I'm asking, is this concept clear to everyone? Yes? Did everyone understand why did we use present value and not future value? Yes, students? Students, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. We
Yes,
understood.
students? Okay, let us move ahead. Loan amortization. Now, what is the meaning of loan amortization? Students, before I read out the slide, I just explain. Suppose you go to a bank and you take a loan. You may take a loan for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years, 20 years, depending upon your loan repayment capacity. Okay. So suppose if you have taken loan for 10 years, what will the bank do? Suppose if you have taken a loan, the bank will say you have to repay the loan in installments for a period of 10 years, correct? And that installment, students, what you are repaying over a period of 10 years will include interest as well as principal amount, because bank has to charge interest to you all, because interest is the earning that the bank will get towards the loan that it is giving it to the customers, right? So loan amortization means nothing but where the loan amount will be amortized over the period of the loan. Now in my example, the period of the loan is 10 years, so that loan amount will be spread over 10 years, okay, and in this 10 years we are supposed to pay the installment. Okay, we are supposed to pay the EMI, or you can say installment. Okay, and this installment will have two elements in it, that is interest amount and the principal amount. So loan amortization, reading this slide, Loan amortization is amortizing loan where the principal of the loan is paid down over the life of the loan. Life of the loan, as I told you, maybe 10, 15, 5 years depending upon the paying capacity of the customer. So the principal amount is spread over the life of the loan, that is amortized according to an amortization schedule. So we are going to follow an amortization schedule, which I'm going to show you all in the succeeding slide. That is how to calculate the principal repayment, how to calculate the interest, how to calculate the installment amount, typically through equal installments. It will determine the amount that needs to be paid annually in order to repay the loan. So in capital recovery, what was happening? We were seeing that every year, what is the annual income we are going to get in order that we recover the capital, correct? Now in loan amortization, we have taken loan today. So that is again present value. So we have to see that how many installments or what is the amount of installments that we need to pay in order to exhaust our loan, that is in order to finish our loan amount. What is the annual repayment that we are supposed to make? So it will determine the amount that needs to be paid annually in order to repay the loan. The annual payment includes, as I told you, interest and principal repayment. Interest is always calculated on the outstanding balance. Now I will explain you all how do we calculate annual payment, how do we calculate interest, how do we calculate principal repayment, that I will explaining to you all shortly. So first you'll need to understand what is the meaning of loan amortization, where the value of the loan or where the amount of the loan is spread over. It is amortized over the period of the loan. Okay. And that loan amount that you have to repay back, you will repay back in the form of annual installments. And annual installments will have the interest as well as principal amount. Now, suppose the life of the loan is 10 years. So, at the 10th year, your loan outstanding balance should be zero. Means up to a period from first year to 10 years, you have to make sure that you make the payment, annual installment payment in such a way that on the 10th year, your loan outstanding balance should be zero. Students, did everyone understand what is loan amortization and how it actually works? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, here we told that loan amortization is typically done following an amortization schedule, typically through equal installment. So let us see that schedule. Students, loan amortization is a very, very important question with the view of your final examination. Okay, it is a case study on loan amortization can be asked, where you all are supposed to solve this particular problem with the help of this loan amortization schedule. So I request everyone to pay attention. This particular schedule or this particular table of loan amortization will remain same for all the problems on loan amortization. So what this particular table has is, it has totally 5 columns. First is the year. Now in the year, what you'll write? The number of years for which you have taken a loan. Like I told you, 5 years, then you will, in the year, you'll write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, for 5 years if you have taken the loan. For 10 years, you're going to write the number of years from 0 to 10. And likewise. Next, annual installment. Now, annual installment means in every year, how much is the installment payment that you're going to make to the bank in every year. And we know that loan amortization schedule typically follows equal installment. Okay, so what is the annual equal installment that you're going to pay to the bank every year? So in my column number 2, okay, I'm going to write the annual installment amount, which is going to be equal from year number 1 to year number 10. Now this 10 years I've just taken for example. Suppose if my loan that I have taken is for a period of 10 years. So how do we calculate this annual installment? Just look down, there is a formula. Cash flow or annual installment is nothing but present value divided by present value factor annuity, which you calculate by using I and N. Now, this is the same formula, which is nothing but present value is equals to cash flow into present value annuity factor. You have just taken cash flow towards the left hand side, and you have got the formula. So that it is not a new formula that is been derived. It is a formula of the present value itself. Why we are using annuity factor? Because the amount of repayment of the installment is going to be the same every year. So what is going to happen here? Annual installment, this particular column is to be calculated by all. So first, for this particular column, you need to use the formula annual installment is equals to present value divided by present value annuity factor. Suppose you get a particular value. That value has to be written in this particular column for each year up to the loan period. So suppose if the loan period is 5 years, for 5 years you're going to write the same value in each of the rows under column annual installment. So annual installment basically means the installments that you will be paying to the bank every year in order to write off your loan, in order to pay off your loan. Next is interest and principal. Students, whatever annual installment you're paying to the bank, suppose you're paying an annual installment of 5,000 to the bank. What the bank does is, first from that annual installment, it will remove the interest portion, okay, and the balance it will give to the principal repayment portion. So always remember, whenever you're making an payment to the bank, okay, installment, whenever you're paying to the bank, what does bank do? First, it removes from that annual installment, it removes the interest portion, and from interest, after removing the interest portion, whatever is remaining, it allocates to the principal repayment. Now, how do you calculate the interest portion? Interest portion is calculated on the outstanding balance. Outstanding balance. Suppose if you have taken a loan of 10,000, so 10,000 is still outstanding balance that you need to pay to the bank. So on the outstanding balance, interest is calculated. Always remember, interest is calculated on outstanding balance. Practically, I will show you by solving the sum. But for now, just understand that annual installment has two portions in that. One is the interest, one is the principal. Always from annual installment, first portion will always go to the interest. After giving off to the interest, whatever is remaining, it goes to the principal repayment. And interest is always calculated on the outstanding balance, because obviously what is still to be payable to the bank, on that value only bank will charge interest. Next is principal repayment. As I told you, principal repayment is nothing but the remaining, whatever you have paid to the bank in the form of annual installment. After bank removes the interest element from that, whatever is remaining is the principal repayment. So simple annual installment, I've shown it as in short form IA, that is annual installment, minus interest, I have shown it in the form of I. So IA minus I is nothing but your principal repayment. So principal repayment is nothing but the amount that is going to be repaid against the principal, okay, and it is calculated by deducting annual installment by your interest amount. Next is outstanding balance. Now, every year you're just going to pay some amount of annual installment. So in one particular year itself, your entire loan amount will not be paid off. That is why outstanding balance is nothing but previous outstanding balance minus principal repayment. So this gives you the remaining loan to be paid. So outstanding balance in short is nothing but the remaining loan amount that is to be paid is nothing but your outstanding balance. And how do you calculate this? Previous outstanding balance, whatever is the previous outstanding balance minus your principal repayment. Because whatever interest you're paying, that will never be considered in your outstanding balance. Only the principal repayment is being considered in the outstanding balance. So this is a format of loan amortization schedule. Once again, I repeat, you have totally 5 columns. in which you have year. In year, you have to write the number of years for which you have taken the loan. Annual installment is nothing but every year what is the installment that you're going to make payment to the bank, which is calculated as present value divided by present value annuity factor, or loan amount. Instead of present value, loan amount. Today if I'm taking the loan, okay, today if I take the loan of 10,000, so this 10,000 does not become my future value because I'm taking the loan today, so it is my present value. Next, this low annual installment is divided into two components. One is interest, another is principal. Okay, how is interest calculated? It is calculated on the outstanding balance. And how is principal calculated? Once the annual installment is made, the interest portion is removed. Whatever is remaining, the balance is your principal repayment, and outstanding balance is the amount remaining to be paid in order to clear off your loan. Is this particular format clear to everyone? And are these terms, whatever is written in this table, are these terms clear to everyone? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just to check whether you all have understood, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of annual installment? Yes,
Total
students, can
amount
anyone tell me?
total amount paid in a year.
To the bank. And this annual installment has two portions or two parts in it. What are the two parts?
Interest and
Principal and interest.
Very good. So when you give the bank, suppose if you're paying the bank annual installment, first, what is the first element it will remove from that? Whether principal it will remove first or
Interest.
interest? Very good.
Interest.
Okay, very good. Now, what is the meaning of outstanding balance? Is the amount of loan yet to be paid is nothing but your outstanding balance. Will outstanding balance show the interest portion? Will it consider the
Yes.
interest portion?
Yes,
Outstanding
ma'am.
balance. Outstanding balance will
No, ma'am.
not consider your interest portion, because interest, when you are repaying the loan, okay, the outstanding balance of the loan amount will not consider your interest portion. So it is previous outstanding balance minus the principal remit. Okay, can anyone tell me, suppose if I take end of 10 years, what is my outstanding balance? What is the loan amount that I'm supposed to pay to the bank? What will be my outstanding balance at the end of 10th year? It is obviously going to be zero, students.
0.
Outstanding, very good, very good. So outstanding balance at the end of the loan period amount has to be zero. Here, suppose when you are solving the problem at the end of the loan period, if your answer is not zero, that means something is wrong in your calculation. Always remember how to check whether your answer is correct is at the end of the loan period, the amount of outstanding balance has to be zero. Now, how to calculate capital recovery and loan amortization? Let us see problem on it. Okay, is this particular screen visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
students?
ma'am.
Okay, let us understand. Now I have written a capital recovery. That is why you all know that this problem is on capital recovery. But let us understand how to know, even if you all were not aware that this problem was on capital recovery. Mr. Z plans to invest rupees 10,000 today for a period of 4 years. He plans to invest 10,000 today for a period of 4 years. If the rate of interest is 10%, how much income per year should he receive to recover the investment? Students, as I told you, investment, initial investment is nothing but your capital. So to recover the capital, what should be the income he should generate every year for a period of 4 years? So obviously when there is investment, okay, and they are asking for recovery of the investment, it is nothing but a problem on capital recovery. So what are they asking? Every year, how much should be the amount that should be generated in order to recover this 10,000 rupees? In order to recover 10,000 rupees, what is the amount that has to be invested? So, solution is calculation of income per year in order to recover the investments. Okay. Now, we know that this 10,000 is the present value, and they are telling income every year, which we are considering it as annuity because capital recovery is nothing but the annuity. So for annuity, which formula do we use? Present value is equals to cash flow into present value annuity factor. So just we have taken the cash flow towards the left hand side, present value divided by present value annuity factor, which we calculate by I comma n. Now, the present value is nothing but your investment amount. Present value is nothing but today, whatever capital you are investing, that is your present value. So today you are investing 10,000 rupees, which is given in the problem, divided by your present value annuity factor. How do you calculate? 10% for 4 years, which is already given in problem. Can anyone tell me which table do I need to use in order to find out this particular value? If I want to find out the present value annuity factor, which table should I use? Which table number do I need to use for this?
Fourth.
So we go to table number 4, that is 10% for 4 years. So 10% for 4 years is nothing but 3.1699. So 3.1699. So when you divide 10,000 divided by 3.1699, you get the cash flow as 3155. So did everyone understand the problem on capital recovery? It is very simple. Did everyone understand the problem on capital recovery? Yes, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us move ahead to loan amortization. One problem on loan amortization. Mr. Praveen has borrowed a 3-year loan. Now, if I say 3-year loan, what does this indicate, students? What is the meaning of 3-year loan? Yes?
The loan taken for 3 years.
The loan is taken for a period of 3 years, means within 3 years, the loan has to be repaid. Okay. Of rupees 10,000. So this is loan amount. Today, Praveen is taking a loan of 10,000 rupees. Okay. So this is the loan amount at 9% from his employer to buy a motorcycle. So he's taking at the rate of interest of 9%. If employer requires 3 equal end of year repayments, means within 3 years, the employer wants that the repayment should be done, but the amount should be equal, then calculate the annual installment. Okay. Means we need to know the cash flow that the Mr. Praveen needs to pay every year, okay, so that the loan amount is recovered. Now, the loan given in the problem is 10,000 rupees, rate of interest is 9%, number of years is 3 years. This loan that is given today is nothing but your present value of 10,000 rupees. We need to know the annual installment or the cash flow that needs to be paid for a period of 3 years, which should be equal, okay, so that it clears off your loan. So calculation of annual installment, we have seen the formula here in our we have seen the formula to calculate cash flow of annual installment is nothing but present value divided by present value annuity factor So the same formula we are using. See, you can use the short form IA, which is annual installment, or cash flow, that is to be paid every year. So it is nothing but present value. Now instead of present value, you can also write your loan amount divided by present value annuity factor. So it is 10,000 divided by present value annuity factor, 9% for 3 years. So we have written the cash flow 10,000. Now 9% for 3 years. You will again see for table number 4. 9% for 3 years. It is here. So that is 2.5313. So 2.5313. So when you divide 10,000 by 2.5313, you get 3951. So every year the annual installment that Mr. Praveen is going to pay is 3,951, and this particular amount consists of two things: interest and principal repayment. Now let us see, or let us understand through loan amortization schedule, how are we going to calculate the interest and how are we going to calculate the principal repayment amount. So can anyone tell me the table consists of how many columns? In my loan amortization schedule, what I've shown you, how many columns are there?
5
5
columns.
columns.
Can you all tell me the first column?
Year, number of
Year.
years.
Year.
Okay, so can
Year.
you all tell me in year, how many rows am I going to write? In year, how many years I'm going to write?
3.
3.
3, ma'am.
3
Okay,
years.
and in annual installment, how many, what is the amount of installment I'm going to write in each of the year?
3,951.
Okay, so very good. Whatever you all have told, I'll just present it in the form of loan amortization schedule. So as you all told, in year, I'm going to write 3 years. That is 0 means today, whatever loan I've taken, year 1, 2, and 3. In installment, that is nothing but annual installment. I'm going to write 3951, 3951, 3951. Till year, it is clear to you all. Now, today if I'm taking the loan, today I'm not going to make the annual installment payment. I'll be making from the next year itself. So year 0, I'm taking a loan of 10,000 rupees. So this is the year when I've taken the loan today. So the installment is nil, interest is nil, and principal is nil. So from the first year onwards, I will making the repayment. That is why I have written 3951, 3951, and 3951. Is this clear, students? Is this two columns clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how do we calculate interest? I have told you interest is always calculated on the outstanding balance, because obviously, where obviously on the remaining um, obviously on the remaining amount that you have to pay to the bank, on that bank is going to charge you interest. Okay, so interest is always calculated on the outstanding balance. So let us know what is the rate of interest given in the problem. It is 9%. Okay, so what we are going to do, the outstanding balance is 10,000. Now everyone, if you all have your calculator, 10,000 into 9% is nothing but 900 rupees. So from 10,000, first we have calculated interest, that is calculated on the outstanding balance. So 10,000 into 9%, we got it as 900 rupees. Now, in case of interest, principal, and outstanding balance, you cannot solve everything in all the 3 years together. You will have to solve it year wise. So first, we have got the interest amount as 900. Now, what is going to be the principal amount, students? From 3,951, whatever payment we are making, if 900 is towards interest, what will be towards the principal? Can anyone tell me how did I derive at this principal amount? It is nothing but
Annual
3,000.
install.
Correct? Yeah, tell me.
Installment minus interest. Installment minus interest.
Very good, students. So installment minus interest is your principal repayment, that is 3059. So if you understand, interest and principal is nothing but a component of this installment itself. Only first you're removing the interest part. Okay. Next, we have to solve it year wise, students. That is why I am solving year wise. Now, how do we calculate the outstanding balance? It is nothing but your previous balance. Previous balance was 10,000 minus your principal repayment, because outstanding balance does not have your interest portion in that. So 10,000 was your previous balance minus your principal repayment, that is 3051, which you got it as 6949. Is this clear? Is year one calculation clear to everyone? Okay. Now year two calculation, already these two at the start of the solution only we solved this two for all the years. Now we have to come to interest. Now interest for the second year is always calculated again on the outstanding balance of the previous year. So what is the outstanding balance? It is 6949 into 9%. So 9% is how much? 625. Now from 3951, if I remove 625, what will be the remaining principal amount? From 3951, if I remove 625, my remaining principal amount is 3326. Okay. Can anyone tell me how do I derive at the outstanding balance of second year? Yes, students?
Outstanding balance minus principal.
Okay. Can anyone tell me how did I get the outstanding balance of second year?
Installment minus interest. No,
Installment
sorry.
minus interest.
Yeah.
It is
Amortization
nothing
Outstanding
but
previous outstanding balance
previous.
minus
outstanding balance of the first year minus
10,000.
principal repayment of the second year. So it is nothing but 6949 minus 3326. That I got it as 3623. Next we come to third year. See, in case of interest principal outstanding balance, you have to go year wise. Okay. So we come next year, that is third year. Third year, we know that the installment is 3951, which is clear. Now, interest for third year is always calculated on your outstanding balance. So, outstanding balance is 3623. So, 3623 into 9%. So, you got it as 326. Okay. See, students, we are getting in decimal 326.07. So, what I'm doing is I am converting the decimal into whole sum digit, because I'm not writing it in points. So the nearest value, if I say 326.0, so obviously it is 326. More than 5, suppose if it is 0.5 and above, you can convert it into the next digit. So I'm not writing your decimal points. You all can write if you all want. Okay, but I am considering the whole digit. So 326. Now, how did we derive at this principal amount? Principal amount is always by minusing your annual installment with the interest. So 3951 minus 326, you get 3625. Now, outstanding balance, how do you calculate at the outstanding balance? 3623 minus 3625, which is nothing but, students, minus 2. Correct? That means it is 0. That means you need not pay anything to the bank. Now, this 2 rupees difference is come due to rounding off. Since we get the amounts here in decimals, and since I have not considered decimal, the difference of 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 4 rupees may even come in your answers. But that is due to rounding off. So what you need to do in your final examination, just write 0 here, and whatever difference you're getting, suppose minus 2, minus 5, minus 4, just write it is due to rounding off, if you're considering whole digits. And if you're considering in the points and getting exact 0, nothing to worry. It is okay. So few difference up to a few digit can be considered. That is the reason is only due to rounding off. So is this particular problem clear, students, to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this no? Okay. only you need to know this format, students. Once you know the format, once you know how to calculate interest, principal, outstanding balance, you can easily crack the case study on loan amortization schedule. More complex problems we will be seeing ahead, but this basic, if you know, you will be able to solve the problem. Okay, now just to see whether you have understood, can anyone tell me how do I calculate installment? How do I derive at the annual installment amount? Yes, students?
Present value divided by PVAF.
Correct. Present value is nothing but a loan amount divided by present value annuity factor. Now, how do I calculate interest for each year? How is
Outstanding
interest
balance
calculated?
into
Outstanding balance into
percentage, 9%.
Very good. Into the rate of interest. How do I calculate principal amount?
Annual
installment
installment
minus interest.
minus
Okay. And how did I derive or do I derive at the outstanding balance?
Outstanding balance minus principal amount of each
Correct.
year.
And outstanding balance of the previous year minus principal repayment of the current year. Okay. At the end of my loan period, that is here the loan period was 3 years. That is the loan period was 3 years. At the end of 3 years, what should be my outstanding balance?
0.
Okay. If it is 0 or if it is -2, -5, -3, okay, if that it is small difference, that is due to your rounding off. But in exam, you write 0 and reason you write down below. Is this clear, students? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll see few more problems in our next class on loan amortization, on capital recovery. So thank you so much, students. We are done for the class for today. Thank you.